Welcome back. Today we are looking at the how Sony A7R full-frame, mirrorless interchangeable simplifies your Sony A7R mirrorless camera tasks. I never thought I'd be the kind of person who talks about a camera like it's a life-changing neighbor's recommendation, but here we are. The Sony A7R full-frame mirrorless interchangeable lens camera ILC. A7R didn't just upgrade my photography, it quietly reshaped how I see everyday moments. You know how sometimes you walk past the same street every day and suddenly notice the texture of the light, the fine edges of leaves, or the way shadows sit differently in the afternoon? Check the video description for the updated price link. That's exactly what this camera does. It doesn't shout. It reveals. What struck me first was the feeling of holding it. It's compact enough for real-world use, but dense in a way that feels intentional, like every gram was designed for balance rather than bulk. Coming from older DSLR systems, this felt like switching from a heavy toolbox to a precision instrument. And yes, I did compare it mentally to newer bodies like the A7R line because that's what any curious buyer does, but the A7R still holds its own as a detail powerhouse that refuses to feel outdated. The Sony A7R is not about flashy gimmicks. It's about precision, clarity, and control that slowly becomes addictive. One of the first things you notice is the 61-megapixel full-frame sensor. That number sounds like marketing until you zoom into a photo and realize you can practically count fabric threads or individual leaves on distant trees. It's not just resolution, it's depth. The autofocus system is another quiet miracle. Real-time IAF feels almost unfair at times. I tested it on moving subjects, kids running, pets jumping, even birds, and it just locks in with a kind of calm confidence that makes you trust it instantly. Then there's the dynamic range. Shooting during sunset or harsh midday light doesn't feel like a battle anymore. Highlights don't explode, shadows don't die, everything just breathes. I also have to mention the build. Weather-sealed, magnesium alloy, and surprisingly comfortable for long shoots. It's not fragile, but it doesn't feel like a tank either. It feels balanced, and if you're someone who shoots content for YouTube or creative projects, this is where things get interesting. The camera's workflow integrates beautifully with modern editing pipelines, and if you're exploring related creative setups, you might find this helpful related product guide. Now let's talk about something subtle, but important: the shutter feel. It's soft, almost muted, but still gives that satisfying confirmation when you capture a shot. It's like a gentle click instead of a loud mechanical slap. What I didn't expect is how much this camera rewards patience. The more you use it, the more it reveals. Pixel shift multi-shooting is one of those features you don't think you need until you try it. It combines multiple exposures into a single ultra-detailed image. For still subjects, architecture, products, landscapes, it feels like upgrading reality itself. The dual SD card slots are another quiet blessing. It doesn't sound exciting until you've lost files before. Then it becomes priceless peace of mind. Battery life is solid for a mirrorless system, especially considering the processing power inside. I usually carry one spare, but I rarely need it for casual shooting days. The electronic viewfinder is crisp, responsive, and surprisingly natural. It doesn't feel like staring at a screen, it feels like looking through a refined window into the scene. The performance of the Sony A7R is best described as effortlessly precise. It doesn't try to impress you with noisy, it impresses you with consistency. In real-world use, autofocus performance is where it truly shines. Whether I was shooting portraits in natural light or capturing fast-moving street moments, the camera rarely hesitated. There's a confidence in the tracking system that makes you focus more on composition and less on technical worry. Low-light performance is impressive for such a high-resolution sensor. While noise is present at extreme ISO levels, the images remain usable longer than expected. With careful exposure, you can push this camera further than most people assume. Color science is another subtle strength. Sony's processing has matured significantly, and skin tones in particular feel more natural than earlier generations. It still benefits from raw editing for fine-tuning, but the foundation is strong. Video performance is solid, though clearly not its primary identity. It's more of a photographer's camera that happens to be capable in video, rather than a hybrid beast built equally for both. What I personally love most is consistency. Every time I pick it up, I know what I'm going to get: sharp, detailed, controlled output that rarely surprises me in a bad way. Check the link in the description to get yours today.